Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be going over the new Shadow Pokemon as well as going over how good they're going to be performing in PvP, and then taking a look at my Shadow Pokemon so you can have a good understanding as to which ones you may want to focus on, because I only really kind of mess with the good Shadow Pokemon, although I don't have them all powered up. So this event is going to be going down January 24th until January 30th from 12 a.m. to 10 a.m. So we're going to be seeing Shadow Voltorb, Chikorita, Cyndaquil, Totodile, Whismur, and Hippowdon. And you're going to be able to get those other Pokemon through research. They're not going to be Shadow, they're just going to be potential shinies. So out of these, which ones are going to be good? Well, we're going to head over to Pvpoke in a minute towards the end and take a look at all of that. So again, make sure you TM away frustration, all right? There's going to be a little thing you can use to kind of find all those frustration Pokemon. You just go at frustration and they'll all pop up. We'll take a look at that here in just a second. So let's go ahead and see what we have going on for my Shadow Pokemon. Starting from the most powered up, like level 50. So this is a level 51 Lugia. It's not equipped currently, but it's maxed out. So we don't have a level 50 Shadow Mewtwo. We don't want it yet. Salamence, it's not quite 50, but it is going to be one of the best Pokemon as far as dragon typing attacks. It's insane. It is right behind Shadow Salamence. So take a look at all the other various ones. Shadow Gardevoir, Shadow Machamp, Shadow Swampert, Shadow Gramble, Machamp of course, got multiple of those. Staraptors for fun, Mucks for fun, although they're pretty good in PvP. Now everything you're going to see here is basically going to be for PvP. The ones that were powered up at the top are going to be the good ones, right? Now, if they have a normal form that's already going to be performing amazing, you know this for a fact, all the numbers, its Shadow is just going to be that much better, okay? And look at all these IVs. I didn't realize when I, going through all of this, I have a lot of good IV Shadow Pokemon in me for PvP specifically. It's pretty insane. So, I'm happy with my collection here. Everything is good. Well, some of it is very spicy. Okay, let's be realistic. Not all of it's amazing. And some Shadow Pokemon are very hard to use, but man, they can put in some damage. Metagross is an A1, S tier. You want that for sure. Now, it's incredible. I have almost all these TM'd away, and except for this one. There's like 5 in here that I need to, let's go ahead and see. So you just go ahead and put at frustration. You don't even need to type the whole thing. Here you go. Have an Articuno, a Weeping Bell. There's a couple here. I don't know. I got a TM away frustration, but I have a whole army of these Shadow Pokemon lying in wait for a community day or whatever else. So let's get it. And remember, at the end of the year, we're going to be seeing a community day of all of the ones that we've seen throughout this year. Who knows, even maybe next year. But let's just not get too ahead of ourselves and say all the community days this year. So make sure you keep a couple on deck, all right? You don't want to just evolve all of them immediately. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at Pvpoke to see what they're going to be doing here. So regular Meganium is going to be doing pretty good. This is going to be the Great League, ranked 46. It's going to be doing all right. We already know Meganium is amazing. Shadow, a little bit behind, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be worse or anything. It's literally one rank behind. So for this situation here, not too much of a difference. Shadow Meganium could pull you off some different sort of win situations, doing a little bit more damage, but also taking more damage. You got to consider all that. But as far as it is concerned in Ultra League, it's looking pretty good. I'm not going to dismiss it. It's definitely going to be a fun option. Bayleaf is also something to consider now because, well, it does have Razor Leaf. So let's go ahead and see. Typhlosion, this is where it's going to be at, but then Feraligatr and Hippowdon too. So taking a look at it in the Ultra League, this is Ultra League first. It's going to be doing amazing. We already know this thing is great, but it kind of has gotten foreshadowed by Talonflame because of its community day. So it's still going to be good, and it does pull off some amazing wins. Something to consider though, while I was looking through this, it does seem to have Shadow Claw set up for a lot of these. I do believe you can just set it for Incinerate. So I just manually went through and just checked it out myself to see. And my gosh, Typhlosion with Incinerate is absolutely disgusting. But Shadow Claw is going to be good too for a lot of situations. Keep that in mind. It's not like, oh, you don't want Shadow Claw at all. Definitely want to consider that as well, right? It's not like you're going to have to pick a move and stick with it. It's not a community day move. So yeah, pretty interesting stuff here. I'm definitely going to be making one, okay? Now, hopefully I get a good IV. That's a whole another question. Now, what about Master League? Well, we'll get into that. I just wanted to see all the different matchups. We're kind of just seeing what's going on here with the Shadow Claw and Incinerate, seeing how these matchups do work, because I was losing to a Galar and Stunfisk. I was like, there's no way in heck that's actually happening. Switched it to Incinerate, and yeah, incinerated it, quite literally. All right, let's go to Great League with Typhlosion. 360 something for its shadow. I mean, that's not where it's at. Okay, you don't want to use it in Great League. All right, moving on to Feraligatr. So we're going to be in the Great League here. So it's saying Water Gun at the top, but it's definitely going to be Waterfall. Water Gun's going to be a legacy mood, probably pretty good as well. But I wanted to check this out. Now, the thing about Feraligatr, look at that. It has Ice Fang and a couple others, so it's definitely going to be able to have a little bit of viability with the water and the ice. It will definitely change up a lot of matchups if you go up against a steel ground or potentially a dragon. I mean, there's going to be a massive night and day difference there with the damage, so you really kind of balance it out with the Pokemon that you do have on your team, but it does have a lot of potential. Feraligatr was pulling off some weird wins. It was impressive. Like, okay, this shadow is going to be able to actually beat a Zoomerol. It just straight just bodying it with water. That's it. Just water. Just straight destroying it. Now, the thing about the Azumarill matchup, if it does have play rough, you will not be able to win. It really is circumstantial, honestly. You already know. It depends on how much health who has and how much, energy. But if you're going in just straight fight, full health, no energy, you will beat it if it doesn't have play rough. That's pretty insane to think about a water type doing. All right. Anyways, moving on here, just checking out various different moves up against different Pokemon, and it's looking pretty stinking good. Now, out of all three of these, made it seem like we got like 10 of them. Out of these three Pokemon that we do have here that we've so far looked at, I'm feeling like Feraligatr's looking like it's going to be the most flexible out of all of them. It's got a bit of bulk. It's not a tank by any means, but it's got some heft to it. And it's hitting like a truck. That's not saying Meganium or Typhlosion are not going to be doing good. Those are going to be doing amazing. But my money's on Feraligatr here. In Ultra League, it is going to be doing a lot of different things as well. And it's losing to Trevenant. Well, I mean, sorry, that was Typhlosion that was losing to Trevenant. So we're going to live see that here. I'm like, wait a minute. Wait, how do you lose to Trevenant again? We got Incinerate and Shadow Claw. Let's see. Okay, so that's with Incinerate. Let's go ahead and move it to Shadow Claw. And it's just, Trevenant's just good. It's not a shadow. It's not taking as much damage. And it's also dishing it pretty hard, even though it's a grass type. Right. Moving into Master League, XL, Typhlosion still putting in the work. It's another kind of a spicy pick. It's not like, oh, Typhlosion, top of the meta now. Not quite, but it is going to be fun to finally see the shadow. Remember we were talking about, what if we had Shadow Typhlosion? Oh my goodness. Well, here it is. Electrode is going to get a shadow as well. I don't really suggest you worry about it. Definitely TM away frustration and make one. But it's not going to be like changing your life any means. All right. Sure, it's going to be probably pulling off some stuff and probably people are going to upload a video about it. But hey, Hippowdon. Okay. This thing is definitely a very, very interesting pick here because it does have Fire Fang, Ice Fang, and Thunder Fang. So it's going to have a lot of different coverage. Also has Bite. Bite's a garbage move unless you're getting stabbed. And even then, you're probably going to even want to be Shadow if you're using that with Fell Stinger. So basically Drapion. But Hippowdon here actually is interesting. If you have those candies stacked up for XL, this thing can go into the Master League Classic or into the XL Master League and do things and compete and take them out. But the only kind of thing you really need to worry about is the fact if you have the wrong quick move, you're going to be just screwed or looking extremely successful. So it's very, very specific when it comes down to Hippowdon, but definitely fun. Like to see them switch it up like this, giving us some new shadows. Yeah, I'm not going to, there's always going to be something that else I would have loved to see, but they gave us this, so this is what we have here. All right, so Hippowdon is beating Zacian. We got to let that sink in with Ice Fang. Hippowdon's beating Zacian. Wow, that is incredible. That is something to absolutely take note of. Zacian is annoying as heck. Is one of the best. All right, trainers, and we got one last bit of information that you need to know regarding the Johto starter shadows. During the Johto tour, you're going to be able to evolve them all the way up until their full evolution form to get their Community Day move. So you can do that with their shadows as long as you TM away frustration. Don't forget to TM away frustration, folks. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!